မင်္ဂလာပါ MT Movie Recap Channel လေးကနေပြန်လည်ကြိုဆိုလိုက်ပါတယ်ဒီကနေ့မှာတော့ရှင်ပညာကာရရဲ့အင်တာဗျူးအပိုင်းတက်ကနောက်ဆုံးပိုင်းလေးကိုဘာသာပြန်ပေးမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ဒီဗီဒီယိုလေးမှာတော့ရှင်ပညာကာရရဲ့ငိမ့်ချမ်းရေးခီးစဉ်ဟာအများရဲ့အာရုံစိုက်မှုကိုရရှိဖို့နဲ့လူမှုအတိုင်းအဝန်တစ်ခုတည်ဆောက်ဖို့ရည်ရွယ်ခဲ့တာလားဆိုတဲ့မိန့်ခွန်းကိုရှင်ပညာကာရကဘလို့ဖြေဝါလဲဆိုတာကိုဒီဗီဒီယိုလေးမှာဘာသာပြန်ပေးထားတာပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်အလုံးတူတူကြည့်လိုက်ရအောင်ပါ
That's impressive. Bunte, your walks for peace in general are so interesting. The term "walk for peace" has different meanings, and the way that you do it kind of combines multiple meanings there. So before I ordained, just growing up in America, had people who I looked up to just on the level of politics or social justice, like Martin Luther King Jr., and the Birmingham bus boycotts, or Gandhi doing the salt marches, or even Thich Nhat Hanh starting to get into Buddhism. They would do these long walks with many people for social justice. And then I remember reading the biography of Ajahn Mun, kind of the grandfather of the forest tradition in Thailand. And he would do a different type of peace walk where he's just going alone, walking in the forest and sleeping like you, a very hard life, but very much alone, looking for seclusion, versus what Gandhi and Thich Nhat Hanh and Martin Luther King Jr. and others are kind of looking not for personal seclusion, but for it's kind of building social power and coherence. And your walks kind of combine both of those. I mean, you are sleeping rough and living rough and walking barefoot and sleeping in the cold, and you don't know where you're going to sleep maybe, or what you'll have to eat the next day. But you're also building up a lot of social movement. I mean, people who had no idea about Buddhism learn about you, and there comes this kind of momentum in the volume of people and of news attention just gets more and more. And I'm curious how you balance those. Like, did you start your first walk for peace? Were you looking for personal seclusion, or has it always been looking to bring attention and to create community, or has it always been a mix of both?
Yes, Ajahn, it's a mix of both. So when we walk, we want to practice ourselves. Like I said, in my walk, most of the time we stay at the temple and we have a lot of opportunity to practice meditation in sitting posture. Right, and we can just go into my kuti and then lock myself down for a couple of days or months if I want. But by doing so, there's still a big piece that is missing out that I couldn't find it. And I see so many sufferers around, our society and around me. And everywhere I go, I just see sufferings, people, and not knowing how and where to start to get out from all those sufferings. So I keep asking myself, what can I do as a Buddhist monk? What can I do to help? If I just stay here at the temple and I can serve the small community, whoever comes to the temple and I can support, I can help. Or if I want to be secluded myself, I just, go into the kuti and then lock myself in that for months if I want. My teachers stay in the kuti for 1 year straight to meditate without seeing anybody already. He have done that in 2017 before I went to Myanmar to practice. And so in this walk, I talk with my team that we need to practice mindfulness when we walk, trying to find out what's the difference between sitting and walking. As Buddhist monk and all practitioners, we always sit in to practice, right? Most of the time. But walking for a long distance for every day to practice is way different. It's very difficult too. And walking like 20 to 30 miles per day, that wears out a lot too. Tired, exhausted. Right? then how can we balance it, and how can we cultivate on our breathing, and how can it be mindful? So that is the biggest challenge for us too in this walk. For myself, I put the concentration by the nostril, the breathing, continue breathing while I walk. And at the beginning, because not so many people knows about this walk at the beginning, right? And we just walk, and we get to practice a lot at the beginning. Not like back then, the more we walk and the more people come out, and that is the time where we have to greet people a lot. So it is kind of like thankful to the beginning, where not many people coming out, not many people notice us, that we get to prepare ourselves. We get to prepare ourselves for the bigger one, right? And we did. We practiced hard at the beginning. We sleep outside and anywhere, like Ajahn just mentioned. We're not sure that what we're gonna eat, and then not sure where we're gonna sleep. Someday they kick us out. Sometime we sleep, by the side of the highway. And those nights, I could not sleep because, worried for the whole team. If one car crashed down or fall asleep when driving, the whole team could die, right? Because on the highway, 70, 90 miles per hour, especially at nighttime, they drive very fast, right? So most of the time I couldn't sleep because I need to watch out for the team. And so I get to practice myself a lot during those days for over a month. And going through the cold, the freeze, and moisture and everything, we are wet every night. And so that is the time where I see myself as, okay, here I'm practicing myself, even though we walking in a team, but each and every single one of us, we have our own space, because nobody knows how that person practice, how that person practice, things like that. So it's kind of secluded for myself and the other monk who walk with me all the time. We're in December, Ajahn Pia Thammo. And we sleep outside like that. We get to experience more different things, right? When we sleep outside and throughout the night under the rain and things like that, we experience a lot. So that also support us in the practicing. And then when we get bigger and bigger, when the crowd getting larger, that is the time where I have to put myself into the stage where I have to deal with so many different views, different people, right? Government official, police, protesters, and the people who come out to support. That is the time when my mind is constantly thinking, what to do, how to do this, and how to handle this. It's just like, and not just me, but because I have to support the whole team, have to watch out the whole team, even the volunteers. I have to watch out for everybody. So as a leader of Walk for Peace, I learn a lot through that and practice myself. And these are the time where I utilize all those time when I practice at the temple, right? Now that things happen, how I deal with it, how I react with it. So in my talk, I said, it doesn't matter how long we practice it in the forest or in the mountain or in the cave. It doesn't matter really. The matter is when we go down, when we get out of that comfort zone, when things happen, how we handling it, how we react to it, that tells us how much we practice, how much we gain from all those practice. Right. So I appreciate the first over a month, the first those days to get ourselves prepared for the larger crowd. And once the crowd gets larger and larger, and that is the time where I have to be with the communities more than myself. Because walking every day, you imagine that 12 miles of walking, that is 12 miles of people. Hundreds of thousands of people along the road to the lunch and the night locations. So walk into the lunch, take a quick lunch, and then go talk. After talk, get ready to walk. Get to the night location, not even have time to rest. Go out and talk again until like 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. Every day like that. So those days at the the middle and the last segment, I put myself in the communities. So I did both of those.
Monday, if you need to take Aloka out, we can wait.
Okay, he just want to.
No worries. Please, Nimonka.
Okay, let me give him some treats.
Right.
What's going on, Aloka?
We relate to your Tudong story. The first time we kind of got close to each other was walking Tudong in California, and I remember specifically camping in a grove of poison oak with Ajahn Kobilo, and that's where we really bonded. But his Sangati was way thicker than mine, and I was cold every night, and you were not.
I had a wool
So-
Sangati. That's great. So that was the end of our first of two-part interview with Venerable Bhante Panyakara.
ဆုံးဖြတ်ကြည့်ရှုပေးတဲ့တယောက်ချင်းစီတိုင်းကျမ်းမာပြောင်းရွှင်ပြီးပြည့်စုံတဲ့ဘဝများကိုပိုင်ဆိုင်နိုင်ကြပါစေ။ MT Movie Recap Channel လေးကိုလည်း Subscribe လုပ်ပေးခဲ့ဖို့တောင်းဆိုပါရစေ။တစ်ဆက်သူကတော့ MT ပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်။အားလုံးကိုကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ရှင်။